This is an advertisement for BetterHelp. We love talking about everything on here, hearing all your stories and offering up our advice, but we aren't professionals, are we, Kayleigh?
No, we are not, and that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp is the leading online therapy platform.
You will be able to work with a therapist that is specifically assigned to you based on your individual needs, preferences, and location.
You can communicate with your therapist via phone, video, and live chat. Plus, you can message your therapist whenever you like.
We've both been in therapy in the past and always recommend therapy to our listeners. Whether you're going through a lot or just after some human maintenance, BetterHelp can be there for you.
BetterHelp makes therapy a lot more accessible, and even more so with a month's worth of free therapy. Up to 4 sessions when you sign up to be a Mama Social member. After your free sessions, you'll also receive 15% off future usage.
Head to mamasocialcode.com/become a member to sign up or head to the link in the show notes. Hi everyone and welcome to Mama Social, the podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kayleigh, and we're here to talk motherhood, womanhood, and all things adulthood.
So grab yourself a bev and enjoy.
After 10 minutes, my head is going to stop now.
But listen,
Stop.
so
Like, how are you ploughing through that?
I will have dairy and I will have a sneezing fit. I will have alcohol and I will have a sneezing fit and die. Does kill us inside, but I'm just really trying to live with it and not let it consume my whole being. Crocs and Uggs, the greatest footwear inventions of all time ever.
It makes my skin crawl when I see I'm not in the era of getting drunk and shots, and like, I'm over that.
Same.
What type of parent are you with hobbies? I would 100% move nurseries.
Yeah, I think I would as well. It would make me not want them to go back.
How are you?
Knackered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. I'm really tired today. Even though I've had a lie in.
No.
I've had a lie in this morning until 8:20.
How does that feel?
That honestly, it's the latest that I've been in bed for. I can't even remember how long.
How did you negotiate the lie-in?
I begged.
You begged?
I begged.
This morning or last night?
This morning. So went to bed normal time last night, and then Oaks woke up at, it was about 10 to midnight. So I ended up in bed with him for a little bit, and then he fell asleep, and I went to go back into my bed, and he woke straight up, sat up like a little demon that he is. I was like, no, don't leave me. And I was like, oh, just come and get in my bed. Like, I just can't do this any longer. I just need to get back to sleep. And then Ovi woke up at about 2:30 for a bottle. And he was actually like wide-eyed, wide awake when I was giving him his bottle. And I was like, what on earth is this? So it took us about 30-40 minutes to get him back down. So then Ovi started to wake up again at about 6 o'clock this morning. And then Oaks could hear him on the baby monitor because obviously he's in the middle of the bed. And he was like, Mom, baby Ovi's awake. Mom, baby Ovi's awake. Mom, let's go and get baby Ovi. And I just prodded Claire and I was like, I beg you, please let me stay in bed. So he let us stay in bed. 8:20.
Thanks, Glenn.
Yeah, it was great. But now I haven't had time to have any breakfast. I've only had a coffee on the way here because now we're recording on a morning instead of an afternoon. So I've came to realise that I'm probably going to look like crap most of the time now.
No.
I am.
No, because you don't look like crap now.
Because I had to quickly emergency put some CC cream on my face.
Your night sounds like my night.
Oh.
Except for I had an alarm on for 5:30.
That's disgusting.
To go for a run with me dad.
Why?
Why'd
you have to run at 5:30?
Because Dale leaves the house at stupid o'clock. So, like, if he was leaving at 7:15, me and my dad like to run at 6 anyway.
Do you?
Yeah. Nobody about. Nice. But I've come to the conclusion, well, I text my dad at 5:30 saying, no.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
No, I'm in.
Tapping out.
I'm in Freddie's bed with all of the teddies all over us. Everybody's had a slice of his all during the night. No. And he went by himself. But I woke up this morning and I realised I don't like running.
You don't like it?
Because, I don't know if it's because I'm I'm holding a little bit of holiday weight. I'm really sore. Like me heels, me ankles, me knees, me hips. I'm like, I'm too big to run right now.
But I don't think you're too big to run, but running is really, really hard on your body.
I've
Like,
realised it's not for me.
Yeah.
But I love walking.
Yeah, I love walking.
I've been listening to a podcast, right? Can't remember which one because I listen to that many. And it was about like, just do 1% every day. Like,
1%
do
of what?
small changes of things, and
right,
in cumulative, it'll compound effect. You'll get there in the end. But if you're going for 5 mile
too
run
soon, yeah.
and then eating a wafer and a piece of lettuce, like, you're gonna fall off the cliff. Whereas if you're I'm gonna have water more, or I'm not gonna have a chocolate bar a day, and I'm gonna walk every day. So I've downloaded. Jesus wept. Put my teeth in a new app, and I've paid for it. So I've got accountability. Because I think if it's free, I just go, sod that. So it's now a walking app. So it tells us.
Why do you need a walking app?
Because
motivation.
Yes.
But what does it do?
So it put like my goals in.
Right.
I did a little questionnaire. One of them, I was going to say QIs. AIs.
Right, yeah.
And it was like, what's your goals? What's your time period for these goals? What do you want to get out of it? Da, 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 da. Then it was like, right, this is how much you need to walk.
That I keep, yes.
So it's like,
I was going to say, I feel like I keep seeing an ad for this app, and it's like you put in your goals and stuff, and then it tells you how much you need to walk a day. How much do you need to walk a day?
So I had to walk 40 minutes today.
40 minutes.
But then it's 38 tomorrow, then 36, then back up to 40, and it'll like warm up for 5 minutes. So before here, girls, I went for my 40-minute walk. Sorry, Tina, I dropped the kids off early. I know she's going to kill us. I love you. Yeah, so it's like 5-minute warm up, so it's just a little brisk. No, not even a brisk, just a walk. And then it's like 10 minutes of speed up, brisk walking. And then it'll say, slow down now. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I was like, yeah, like, do the things you love so it doesn't feel like you're having to do more.
Yeah.
And running was that. Oh, God.
Oh, your phone is not on silent.
Sorry.
Well, remember, so a good few weeks ago, well, it was quite a while ago now, I decided that I was going to get back into running because I used to love running.
That one time you went for a run.
I went for one run and I thought, I am going to document my running journey on TikTok.
I'm going to start a new
one run,
TikTok.
One TikTok, got to the top of a bank and thought, F that, I'm never running again. And I've never ran since.
I honestly feel like one of my best friends, well, 2 of them, they've always been into running.
Yeah.
Boys. And like, they're marathon runners. Like, they're both doing the Great North Run this week. And like, I'm like, yous have got trauma somewhere. Like, there's got to be, how, after 10 minutes, my head is going, stop now.
Look, listen,
Stop.
so...
Like, how are you ploughing through that?
One time I was a member of a running club, right? Many, many years ago. I didn't get very
when
far
you had
in
your
the running...
six-pack?
Before. So I really, my whole life, I've really wanted to be a runner. I can just imagine myself, just running along.
Sports bra on, not a bit of flab.
Yeah, like that's how I imagine. Like when I look at my future self, she's running.
Away from our children.
Away from her kids. And I joined a running club, and it was one that you were building up to run 3K. I could not do it. I am
3K is small though.
Yes, it's nothing. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. The older ladies in the group were well ahead of me, and I was behind, like, what on earth am I doing? Then I started doing PTs, and I used to do PTs 3 times a week, so I started, like, weightlifting and stuff. Probably got the fittest and strongest that I'd ever been. And then, so, like, a year after the running club, I was like, I'm going to try running again. So I ran with one of my best friends. I was mint. So I think building up the muscle and everything really, really helped. Yeah. So I was such a good runner. I was a really good runner. We used to run 11K for fun. Me and my friend. It was great.
You were them girls with the sports bras.
Could never do it alone. Oh. I could never, ever run alone. I had to be running with a friend at a nice pace, chatting away, or else I just couldn't do it. Yeah. I'm not a lone runner. And I'm not a runner at all anymore, so...
Well, somebody had messaged us yesterday, and it made us a little bit sad. She was one of the OGs from my first ever walk, one of the first 9. I haven't spoken to her in months. And she randomly messages on Instagram saying, listen, she still listens. She said, I heard you running, so I've started running. Can you give us any places, like trails to go or any that's safe? I've been running, and she's had a few times people shout out the window about being fat. Anybody from an audio perspective, Lauren's mouth dropped to the floor.
My jaw fell to the floor. Are you joking?
And I was like, that is absolutely awful. Like, one, where are you living for that to even happen? And like,
well, people actually go to the window of the house.
Not the house, the car. The car they're driving past. They're not like kitchen window.
No, that's
it. No, they're like driving past. I can't believe you thought they were going to the house.
That's awful.
Isn't it awful?
Yeah.
So I was like, come for a run with me if you want. Like, I run where we used to do our walks. And I was like, come with me. But now I'm like, I'm not a runner. I need to reply to her and say, walk with me. But yeah, isn't that absolutely awful? I mentioned it to Dale, right? And he went, she's got to have thicker skin. And he went,
no.
And I went, what? And he went, who cares what people say? I was like,
well, who
me?
cares what
if
people...
somebody shouted out the window, fatty, and I'm trying to lose weight. It would make you not want to run
when the purpose of... They should be shouting, go on, girl.
Get on, lass. Yeah.
Doesn't, like, yeah.
He was like, they'll just be burns. And I was like, well, then their parents have failed. Because you wouldn't have shouted that out the window, and I wouldn't have shouted that out the window. So their parents are knobheads. Technical term.
Agree.
So, I'm sweating again. My thing this week is do small things. So water.
Yeah.
You know how, remember when I never drank coffee?
Yeah,
6
do
months
you
ago.
remember when you didn't? And now you've got a black one there, which I'm a little bit shocked at.
I'm always black. That's my soul. Black tea, black coffee.
But if you don't enjoy coffee, I don't understand how you could enjoy one black.
No, because I really love it now.
Oh, you just
I've
really
trained
love it now.
the taste buds.
But God, I love coffee and I couldn't drink one black.
Yeah, because you just like warm milk, really.
Yeah, frothed.
I don't
frothed
like
milk.
Do you actually know that I'm dairy intolerant?
I am.
But I don't do anything about it.
Same.
Just fart.
Same. And honestly, sneeze like hell.
Like, you shouldn't be drinking that amount of milk.
No, I shouldn't.
Small changes, Lauren.
Small changes. I got one of those tests ages ago.
Was it the one with the bar? Where you're holding the bar?
Yeah.
And she's tapping the
things?
Yeah.
But I did that.
That's
and
trippy, isn't it?
So I am intolerant to yeast, which is alcohol.
But that
so you
makes
know how
sense.
I always think I've got an alcohol allergy.
Which you do.
Dairy.
Yep.
Peas.
Peas. Mushy.
Just peas.
God.
Doesn't matter if they're...
Marifat.
Kind, just a pea.
What is a marifat pea?
I don't know.
It's the fat ones, but what a weird name.
What else was I intolerant to? I think that was pretty much it. I think tomatoes was possibly one of them.
Me and my mum went, and I was dairy and strawberry. Me mum.
Strawberry?
A strawberry. And my mum was like, I'm going to be allergic to everything. She was fuming. She wasn't allergic to out.
Nothing.
I was like, that's good. She was like, no, I want to be
I wanted
allergic.
an ailment.
Anyway, what were you saying? Sorry.
Right, yes, but I did absolutely nothing about it. But I feel like I'm not intolerant in a way where it like hurts me. Do you know what I mean? I don't eat it and I'm not in pain or discomfort. But I will have dairy and I will have a sneezing fit.
That's
I will have alcohol and I will have a sneezing fit and die. So yeah. Little changes.
Small changes. So my changes are water. Because since
I've been trying to drink more water.
Since I've drank coffee, for some reason I'm off me water and I love water. So back on water and do me walk every day.
Yeah.
And try not to consume everything in sight.
So I've been really trying with the not consuming everything in sight. And do you know one little change that I've made
look amazing.
that I think has made a really big difference? What? Protein shakes. So just because...
Are you buying them already made?
No.
I can't be asked to wash a blender.
I don't blend them.
What do you do? Powder, water, shake,
powder
shake.
and water, shake it, shake. But I've actually lost my shaker, so I've just got my little mini whisk that I whisk. So it's literally no hassle in the slightest. So yeah, a protein shake. So when I get a sweet craving, where usually I would have like 3 family size bags of chocolate, and that's not even a joke. Like, I am not joking. Me and Glenn were getting ridiculous at the amount of chocolate and sweets and biscuits that we would consume on a daily basis. Like thousands of calories worth. And that is I'm not even being, this is not for dramatic effect. We were eating far too much. So then I got a protein shake, because this is what I used to do years ago. So I thought, I'm just going to get this same protein shake that I used to use years ago. I used to love the taste of it. It's dead sweet. So now when I get a craving for chocolate or anything, I'm just like, right, protein shake.
Bam.
Bam.
Do you enjoy it, or do you have to neck it?
No, I enjoy it. It's a nice tasting one.
There's a couple of things that I'm smashing in at the minute, and there's no enjoyment whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like the collagen shit and all that crap. And I'm like, but like, I want to find stuff. I want to enjoy life and not have to like smash it in just because it's supposed to be good for us now that I'm old.
No, it's got to taste good.
Yeah. So anyway, this has been the longest intro.
Hasn't it just?
But I've thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, want to do your pits and your peaks?
I would love to.
Pits and peaks.
I've got 2 pits.
Right.
My house
Is this a pit?
looks like a bomb has gone off. An actual bomb.
It's the summer.
It's the summer holidays, and obviously the whole time I've been like, what is the date?
Second.
Now, the second.
Third.
So the whole time, obviously, Oaks
What
was
is
meant
it?
to be, it's the second. Oaks was meant to be going back to nursery tomorrow. And then obviously I've took him out of that nursery, and he's going to a school nursery. He doesn't start for another 2 weeks. So the whole time I've been like, the first week of September,
I will get
my house is going to be tidy.
Mm-hmm.
I will get my house back. It is going to be gutted. I am going to have a big clear out, a tip run. Going to do everything.
I asked to order a skip yesterday.
Dramatic.
Put it all in the skip.
Everything. So I just wanted to get everything done, and now I've got to wait another 2 weeks. And honestly, like, the house it's upside down. Like, and I've just had to come to terms with living in it. I've just had to be at peace with living amongst the mess, even though inside I've got like a twitchy eye.
You're crawling.
Yeah. But like, I honestly don't think a bathroom's been cleaned in the whole 6 weeks.
Oh,
I might have had a little rinse of a sink, but I haven't had like,
do you get in the bath
full
much,
scrub.
or is it just the kids?
I've had 1 bath.
See,
One bath in
our
the
bath
last
gets
6 weeks.
so dirty because
Yeah.
both kids get in the bath, and then I ferment in the bath.
Yeah, well,
every
I
single
used to,
night.
but I just don't have time anymore.
So I have to. The bathroom has to get done. The bath gets grimy and manky.
Like, I give it the odd spritz, the bath and a sink. I don't think I've properly cleaned a shower for 6 weeks. Like, it's pitted.
Is what it is.
And it is what it is, and it does kill us inside, but I'm just really trying to live with it and not let it consume my whole being.
Well, I've been trying to tackle the playroom. So I'm like, that's the pile for charity. That's the pile to throw out anything that's broken. And the proper, like, lush. Like, if I had to, sentences. If I had to do that as a kid, there's not a cat in hell's chance I would have parted with anything.
Yeah, you would have instantly wanted it.
And my mum's like, you nasty cow, making them do that. And I'm like, no, that's good. Like, that is such a good thing to do. And she's like, well, you better not be giving away any of the toys I bought them. And I'm like, I don't know who's bought what, when, where. Like, if they're not playing with it, or if it's half broken, it's going. They got the board games out this weekend. And have you seen Soggy Doggy?
No. Oh, I think I've seen an advert for it on the telly.
And they got a game at Christmas where you put Soggy Doggy in a bath and you play this board game. So we got that game out to play yesterday. Soggy Doggy's missing.
Oh, no.
No, it's gone. So I remember throwing a Soggy Doggy out on the spring clean. Had one eye and one ear. And I thought that was the other one, but it was obviously the game one. So that's in the bag of throw out. And Freddie was like, what are we throwing this out this morning? I was like, it's got no soggy doggy. He was like, oh yeah, okay. So yes, Dale said, no skip, just put everything in the garage and he's got some mates that do like recycling, you know, the company house. And
Yeah.
I'm like, these aren't fly tippers, are they? And he's like, no, they're like proper legit businesses, Kayleigh. And I'm like, all right, okay. So yeah, just doing a little bit at a time instead of getting overwhelmed.
I'm completely at the point of overwhelm. I'm there. I'm overwhelmed, overstimulated, overworked, over everything. So then my next pit is,
She's looking at me with wide eyes.
days out. So expensive. So expensive. Like, I am just so ready for these summer holidays to be over, and obviously I've given myself an extra 2 weeks.
You can't do anything for under £100.
Nah. Like, nothing good anyway. Like, obviously,
I wouldn't go to the beach. I wouldn't go to the park.
Yeah.
Go on the beach. I've still got to have fish and chips.
I do love a beach day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it still ends up costing a bit of money. But I went somewhere last week it was lovely, but it cost us £60 to get in.
Where was it? Oh, that's my favourite place.
Lily Dory, is that how you say it? Lily Dory.
Did you go in the gardens as well? Annick Gardens?
No, we didn't bother after. We did a good 3-4 hours
just in there
in Lily
exploring.
Dory. Yeah.
Did you get the storytelling?
Orcs didn't really want to sit through it.
No.
We sat through a little bit of it.
And he was offered.
We just played. You know what happened actually?
What?
I lost Orcs.
Oh God, the panic.
Oh my God, honestly, I was trying not to let the panic come out of us, but there was a bit where you climb up some ropes, and Orcs had climbed up them and he was at the top and he was like, Mom, come on. I was like, okay, wait there. So by the time I'd climbed to the top and rolled under something to get in, he wasn't there. And I didn't know which direction he'd gone in. I didn't know. I didn't know. So I was like, Orcs, really trying not to panic. And I was looking at Glenn I don't know where he is. Can you see him? Because he was obviously down below with Ovi. And I was like, can you see where he is? He was like, he's over there. And I was like, right, keep your eyes on him. But then he'd lost him. And then I was like, Orcs. Really, really trying not to panic. But then it got to the point where people weren't moving out of my way when I was trying to get past. And I was like, I've lost my 3-year-old.
Yeah, because this place, if you don't know where it is, it's got a adult adventure park that you can go with the kids, and it's amazing.
And it's very big.
It's very big, but also there is moments where you're like, oh my God, please be careful there.
Yeah, because there is a lot of places where they could fall down. And yeah, so I was really fighting back the panic. And then
at least you knew he was up there somewhere.
I knew he was there somewhere.
Instead of being down and lost in a bush or being taken or kidnapped.
But I didn't know if he was going to come flying off somewhere.
or down a slide and then be kidnapped.
And then go in a direction, and I just would never know where he was. And then I got right up high, and I was walking across one rope bridge thing, and then I could see him walking across another one on the other side. And I was like, Oaks! And then he looked at me and he was like, Mom, waving at us. Wait. I was like, stay where you are. I was like, get to the end of that bridge and wait there. Didn't know how to get to the end of this bridge. And there was an older girl behind him, and I was like, please, will you make sure he stays there? And she was like, yeah. So he did. He waited. It was probably 2 minutes, but it was a long 2 minutes.
And especially when you're sliding through them little doors and through the holes.
And then the rest of the time,
rolling about on
I feel
wood.
like it ruined me day.
Oh, no.
It ruined me day, because the rest of the time I was really trying my hardest not to think about it, and I was really trying not to be like, what if I hadn't found him?
Yeah.
What if he'd gone down the slide? What if he'd done this? What if he'd done that? I was really, really trying not to, but they were in there. They were in there.
What are they called? What's the word?
And they
we
wouldn't
call
shut
them?
up.
Not irrational thoughts. What do we call
Yeah,
them?
irrational thoughts.
Didn't we have another word for
I
them?
don't know. But yeah, so anyway, it cost us £60 to get in there, to lose my child.
I think that's cheap to get. OV you don't pay for.
Yeah, so don't pay for OV.
I'm
So
not
it was
sure
paid
it
for
was
2
£100
adults,
for us.
a child, and that was just to get in. When we got in there, obviously we wanted food.
Did you go to the Tree House restaurant?
No.
Go to that next time.
No.
You need to book.
Do you?
It's booked all the time.
Yeah.
There's proper.
So yeah, it was
quality.
just, by the end of the day, we'd spent over £100. to have anxiety over losing my child. Great. So the peak of my week is it's Ugg season. That's my peak.
You know what?
It is Ugg
I've
season.
never owned a pair of Uggs.
Oh my God, what?
Never.
It's like,
you know why?
Crocs and Uggs.
Like
Crocs and Uggs, the greatest footwear inventions of all time ever.
It makes my skin crawl when I see, it's normally the fake ones. The way people walk in them.
Yeah, it's the fake ones.
Sloppy, and then the flop at the back and your heels are twisted in and it's all like squashed. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, walk correctly. I hate stimulating noises that don't need to be there. So even if Fred's walking and he's like sloshing his feet, I'm like, pack it in. And I think people walk lazy with Uggs.
I don't.
Yes, you don't. Can anybody hear that, Lauren? It's surely how she walks by tapping her feet. They are, like we've said on the walk up the hill, because there's a canny hill up to this studio. I was, how do they even stay on? Like, my foot would be like stiff.
I've never had these ones. These are new. I've never had these ones before. So these are the platform Taz for anyone that's just listening. So they're basically a platform slipper. The non-platform version of these stay on your feet fine. They've got a slightly higher back bit that comes up your heel a bit and they don't slip. These ones are a little bit lower and they do slip up and down. When I was coming out of the house, I was a bit like, oh. But then after doing the little walk up the hill, I realised that I can't keep them on my feet. There you go.
There you are. So maybe, we're fickle with our feelings. I might go into Uggs this year. You might influence me.
I think you should get some.
My mum loves them.
I honestly, you need some.
I just visualise them lasses.
Well, then
with
just
the
get
fur
some,
coats.
get some slipper ones, and then you don't have the wonky backs.
Oh, wonky! That's what they're awful.
Yeah,
and they're just because you know what I mean.
I do.
And the backs have all like shaved down where they've just been rubbing their feet on the floor. Like, you're a grown woman, pick up your feet. When I'm old, when a nana just doesn't give a shit what she says, I feel like
you're going to be telling people to pick up their feet.
Like, pick up your feet. What is wrong with you? Anyway, yeah. Well, I'm really happy for you. They are amazing, gorgeous. I just don't see myself in them.
Just convenient. You just slip them on.
I do that with a trainer.
And they're so
my new running trainers, by the way.
I need to touch this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Got them from Dalton Park. It's like you're walking on clouds.
All right. Walking, not running.
Not running. I bought them because my old running trainers I've had for about 10 years. And my friend, who's the runner, was like, Kayleigh, you're supposed to get new running trainers every year. And I was like, oh, okay. So I bought these, and they still didn't help me heels and me knees and me ankles. So, on a walk, that was wonderful.
Lovely.
So my pits and peaks.
Yes.
I thought I could remember them. The pit, overall, my peak is, the last week of term has been, summer has been great. I've thoroughly enjoyed the 6 weeks holidays, even though we've had some moments, but I'm ready for everything to go back to normal.
Ready to get back into just a bit of a routine. Yes. Even though I'm going to have a baby there, I feel like I can definitely get into a better routine with just one child.
And overall, I feel like the four of us are at a stage where we're enjoying each other's company. It's not stressful. Last year, I think Eva was still at a bit that stage where it's like she needs you a lot more. Yeah. Whereas I think she's in that, and she's a strong, independent woman. That comes with annoyance when she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. She's like stubborn. But we've brought her up that way, so it's our fault. But overall, I'm in a really good place with us as a foursome. And I'm really happy about that.
Good.
Really, really happy. So that's my peak. My pit is, I just did not enjoy my Saturday night.
Oh.
Like, I
can't
am not...
remember the last time I enjoyed a Saturday night.
What's
a Saturday night? It was every other night.
You know when, like, you love your friends, obviously.
Yeah.
But everybody's in a different stage.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, people are getting divorced and people are needing an outlet. I'm just very much about in the era of gorgeous food, catching up and being able to talk.
Yeah.
I went out on Saturday and we ended up like in a club basically at 6 o'clock at night. Like we were in Durham. We were in a bar.
I don't think clubs are open at 6 p.m.
But that's what it felt like. Yeah. So it was a bar, but the music was banging. Like, not banging good, like, just so loud. And I'm like, how's your day been? Like, shouting. And I'm like, I wanted food and a sit down. Like, I don't want to be twerking here right now.
Yeah.
I want...
Like, you don't want to be going out.
No, but the week before... You just
want to go out.
But I went the Stack the week before and had 2 glasses of wine and... was in bed by 10, but absolutely danced my arse off and loved it.
Yeah.
At crowd karaoke. But I'm not in the era of getting drunk and shots and, like, I'm over that.
Same.
And it was...
Same. I wonder if I'll ever be on that again.
I think
I can't
in
imagine.
our 40s, possibly, when we're having full night sleeps and the kids are not needing us to wipe their arses, like, there'll be a time where I'm like, I'm in my drunk dance era.
I don't know if I've ever been in a drunk dance era. I think I've been in a
followed
drunk die era, like a drunk pass out era. I've never been I'm not the life and soul.
Yeah. So I was like, I left early, but I was just like, everybody's allowed to be in their own, everybody's allowed to have their own thing that they need. And I should be okay, which I was, because I'm a grown-ass woman, to be okay with knowing that we might not be in the same eras of each other, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was looking at, it was 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and this people...
Were you just clock watching as well?
Hindus, like, birthday parties... And they were absolutely living their lives. There was a woman had to sit next to me at one point who'd fell over with a glass in her hand, dancing like a loon and split all of her hand open. So I turned into first aid lady. And I was like, no, this isn't me. I want to dance and I want to have fun, but I don't want this.
I think when it's, what's the word? It's not premeditated, but like... if you
aware
knew,
of it.
Yes, if you knew, obviously you said you wanted to go for a meal and stuff, so you thought you were going for a meal and stuff. If weeks beforehand you knew that you were going out for this night where you were going to be dancing and getting drunk, then maybe you would have been a bit more prepared for it and looking forward to it and more
would
up
have
for
had trainers
it.
on.
Yeah. But, yeah, just not for me.
Not for me.
Not for me either.
Not for me.
Unless I've known about it for a while.
So, yeah, it was a bit of a flop. So then I got home and I clearly was drunk because the next morning I was saying to Dale, so how was Daz and how was this and how was cricket? And he was like, I had a 2-hour conversation about all of these questions with you last night.
Remember?
Can't remember. But it was funny, there was a moment, there was a girl sat behind us and she was like, red wine. I was like, are you singing a song? What's wrong with you? And she was like, I can't believe you're drinking red wine. I was like, yeah, red wine. She was like, nah, not for me. And I was like, well, good, you're not drinking it. And she was like, I just can't believe that would be a drink that you would choose. I was like, I'm a 36-year-old woman.
I mean, no, I'm there with that girl.
No,
I can't believe that that's a drink that you would choose, especially at 6 p.m.
And she went...
Like, who goes out, right?
Me?
Who goes out...
Me?
On a night out and chooses to drink red wine.
Me, when I thought I was going for a meal?
Yeah, but red
I'd
wine
already
is
had
the
a
drink
red
that
wine
you would
in the
have
house.
with the meal.
Well,
you would have the red wine. You don't drink red wine when you go out.
Lauren, I don't mix. When I was getting ready, I was like, I'll have a little cheeky red. because I was going out for food. And then when I got there, I was like, well, I can't have white now because, you know, mixy, vommy. So, yeah, that's clearly why I can't remember what I was saying to Dale when I got in. But I was like, I'm a 36-year-old woman. I'll drink what I want. She went, oh, yeah? I was like, yeah. She was like, I thought you were like my age. I was like, what's your age? She went, 25. I went, thanks. But what was funny, what's just come to my memory, that girl and her family sat down and we all went, oh my God. And I thought, because Tash always farts, I went, have you farted? And she was like, no. I was like, that smells like you. I was like, oh my God. And then Brooke started laughing because she was like, that girl thinks it's you. She's spraying perfume behind her onto me. And I went, yeah. I said, have you farted? And she was like, no, have you? I think it's you. I was like, no. And she went, everywhere I go, like, I'm smelling fart. And I went, well, clearly it's you or somebody in your family. I was like, stop spraying spray on us. And we just started laughing. That's when she said, red wine. But yeah. Fartgate.
Love it.
It was definitely her fan because there was never a fart again when they left. She needs a colonic. Anyway, yeah, so that's them. Can I tell you a little ick?
Come on then.
So normally I do all of the food in the house. And yesterday, Dale was like, are you going to make the sandwiches? Because we've been out for Sunday dinner, so we normally just have sandwiches, picky tea on a Sunday night. I was like, well, I'm cleaning up and putting all the ironing away and all that shit. And he'd asked again. I was like, Dale, I'm busy. You're sat in there with the kids. If you want a sandwich, I'm not bothered. You make the tea. And he was like, right, Lauren, I went in the kitchen and I was like, what is that? What is that? Right?
Can I guess what it is? So it's either a bowl of old Weetabix or shredded wheat, or it's some extremely weird tuna.
So it's tuna, right?
It looks like tuna and milk, though.
I went, Dale, what's that? And the kids are like munching on these tuna sandwiches. I was like, have you fed this to them? And he was like, why? I was like, why is it so wet and milky? And he was like, well, the stuff inside, Kayleigh, it was like water. I was like, you drain the brine, Dale. You drain the brine. And he was like, oh, well, we're all just eating the brine. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I just thought that's how it came, so I tipped that in and then put the mayonnaise in. So that's briny
so
mayonnaise.
Milk, right, yeah, I get you.
And I was like, you are repulsive. I was like, you're 30, how old is he, 35? Like, how do you not know how to make mayonnaise? Tuna mayonnaise. What?
Like, it does actually look like a bowl of shredded wheat.
It does.
It's so monster.
And he was like, yeah. He was trying to say it was the quality of the tuna. I was like, no, you just, you open the tin and you drain the brine. You don't put the brine in with the mixture. Men.
You know, I thought I'd started writing them down in my phone, but obviously I'm moronic and haven't. But over the last few weeks, Glenn has really been torturing me with icks.
Come on then.
And I thought that I'd started writing them down. So things that I've done where he's been like, that was an ick. And I really wish I'd wrote them down. There was one funny one where we went somewhere and we parked up and we got out of the car and it was really windy and my cat blew off. And I had to chase it through the car park while him and Oaks just stood outside of the shop watching us. And then, like, obviously when I'd finally got my cap and put it back on and I was holding it walking to the shop, and he was like, that was an ick. That was really embarrassing. And I was like, what was that?
Do you want me cap to just
what
roll
was
away?
I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And there's been some really funny ones, but I can't think of them.
You got to write them down.
I know, I need to start writing stuff down. Right, we're finally going to turn these cards over. It's been such a long time.
I'm so sorry, guys. Maybe we don't record on a morning because we're literally offloading everything.
Well, we've done that first one.
Oh, weekly topic is...
Oh, we've spoken about this. Our weekly topic was activities and hobbies, running, walking, keeping fit, running, walking. There you go, we've already spoke about it all at the beginning.
But I've got something to ask about your kids' hobbies.
Don't have any yet.
Don't have any yet?
No, not yet.
We had a bit of a poll going in the office about, like, what type of parent are you with hobbies? Are you the ones that are just like, no hobbies, we're too busy? Or do you let them decide and it's just like free spirit? If they don't want to go, they don't want to go?
Yeah, I'd be that one.
Or are you like militant, like, no, you've committed, you are going? Or then there's another subsection where you are living vicariously through your child.
I don't want to play football or anything, so that's...
One of the girls in the office is like, well, I wanted to play the piano.
So my child
So now my
play
child
piano.
plays piano. And I wanted to speak Spanish. So my child now speaks Spanish. I'm like, why don't you just learn these things?
Yeah.
And she's like, I just don't have time to do the hobbies for the kids and the hobbies for me. So I'm just living vicariously through them.
Yeah.
So I am the militant.
Oh, yeah.
As in, if you've committed to something. So Freddie loves his gymnastics.
Yeah.
Then at the end of last term, for about 5 weeks, he was like, I don't want to go. And I was like, one, we've paid a shit ton of money to go.
Yeah, yeah.
And no, we see something out. You can decide at the end of this term if you go back.
Yeah. No, I think I would be like that.
But you can't just
those
be like,
things that they're a lot of money.
£300
Yeah,
for the term.
they're a lot of
Insane.
money. Like, Oaks used to do football, but it was like... It wasn't proper football. Like, he used to run around with a cone on his head and stuff. Like, and he just wanted to play football. He just wanted to kick the ball. He didn't want to do all the other little things.
He was only little.
So then after... So we did a few terms there, but then after like the last one, we were just like, let's just get him to start football again when he's a bit older.
Well, Freddie's only just started football again this year.
I want him to start swimming lessons soon. Because we did swimming lessons when he was younger, and then it just got to the point where he would just scream the place down. And
But also COVID, Lauren.
What?
Oh no, Oaks wasn't
I didn't have a child then.
No, Freddie's swimming lessons stopped in COVID and all of that stuff, and we never got back into it.
Yeah, so I
we
would
just
like
swim
to
ourselves.
soon. I want to start swimming lessons with him, and then I might do some football or something in a year to come or whatever. We'll just see what happens. But yeah, I do think if we have paid for something,
you are
they're
going.
I mean, unless he like really didn't want to go and he really wasn't enjoying it, and it was like,
no, I disagree.
do you?
Yeah, because then he gets in the mindset of he can quit whenever he wants, and there needs to be like some. There needs to be some, not consequences, but it needs to be like, if you've said you're going to do this, you're going to do it. Like, obviously, if he's poorly or something like that. But I think resilience is really important. There's a lot of things that we don't want to do as parents, but we have to. Or just as adults, but we have to. So I think my mum and dad made me do things.
Yeah.
And I agree. That's actually one thing that I agree with. That, like, if we've committed to something, we're committed and we'll decide after. So he didn't want to go back to gymnastics, and all summer I booked the summer camps, and he was like, no, not going, you said I could choose, no. And then we got an email inviting him to the club trials. So it's they compete and they do all these different stuff. And I was like, I've had an email about trials. He was like, yes, I want to go. I was like,
that makes it exciting.
Because he doesn't want to learn the basics. He wants to just look at the lads that are tumbling down the track, and he's like, I want to do that now. Well, he's 6, so he doesn't get that he's got to learn the basics. So he got in, bless him. So he had his first club practice yesterday.
That's good.
So he now goes twice a week, trains 3 hours, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to.
No, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't want to commit to this.
Because as a child, I danced and did gymnastics, but I danced 5 nights a week and competed every single weekend. I'm not even joking. I think we would have 3 weekends off a year. Yeah. Like, and my mum,
my sister
loved it. Like, that was her life, me dancing. And, like, there was amazing memories. But there was sometimes that I would be like, I don't want to do this. Like, because she wasn't given any opportunities coming from, you know, a colliery estate where there was nothing there. So I do want to do it very differently with the kids, but I do want them to have some commitment and show resilience to stuff. So we'll see how Freddie's competitions go, because
See how it goes.
yeah, I just went and I felt like I was in therapy there. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's fine. You obviously hold on to that trauma. I think I've got a little bit of trauma from my mum making me leave gymnastics. She never remembers it, but I remember it so well. So I did gymnastics for years, right? And I loved gymnastics. Like, I loved gymnastics.
I imagine you're really flexible.
Oh, not anymore.
Oh, you know.
Absolutely not. Can barely even touch my toes. So loved gymnastics. And then, so went to gymnastics with like a couple of my mum's friends' kids, and we used to all go to gymnastics together. And then the friends' kids were all moving on to dancing. I'm not a dancer, but my mum wanted us to go to dancing because they were going dancing.
Was it your mum's friends?
Yeah,
kids?
so who my mum was friends with at the time. And then they all went dancing. I hated it. I'm not a dancer. Sometimes I'm a dancer in my head, but it doesn't come out the way that you want it to come out.
She's a contemporary dancer.
No. I'm just not. I don't have a lot of rhythm. I've got more like throwing myself about. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. So I could have been a gymnast. Who knows? If I'd stayed at gymnastics, I could have been
an elite athlete. The Simone Biles of England. Us parents. I mean, our parents.
No. I mean, my mum doesn't actually remember that, so I mean, it might not have happened like that. Maybe I wanted to go dancing. I don't think I did, though. Whatever.
So, yeah, what type of parent are you as a hobby person? Ask yourselves that, listeners. So, should we do share your shit? Share your shit.
I have a message to share, and it is, hey, I'm after some advice. You've came to the right place. My teen daughter, maybe not the right place, my teen daughter doesn't seem to have any interests outside of school, and I'm really keen to help her find a hobby she enjoys, and tips on encouraging her to try something new without it feeling like a chore. She likes reading and drawing, but I can never get her out the house to interact with other kids. Any advice? Let her read.
And let her draw. Like, why are you keen?
She's the parent living vicariously through. Yeah. She wants her kids to have a hobby, but the hobby is reading. My hobby when I was younger was, after obviously being
not a gymnast,
taken out of gymnastics and put into dancing, realising that dancing wasn't for me. My hobby as a kid was reading. I loved reading. I just used to always love sitting and reading a book.
Yeah. And every kid's different. So I would encourage that. Like, I wouldn't like it if they were just sat on their phones. It makes us really sad when I walk past a group of kids now that are literally on their phones. 5 of them stood on their phones. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are we doing this? So I would have an issue with that. But you can't force a kid to do anything. You can encourage, but it sounds like she's got her.
Yeah, I would just ask her if there's anything she does want to do or try, or
like there's art classes. Find an art class for her.
Yeah, an art class. Drawing.
Not life drawing.
Not naked, obviously.
Old man's Willie looking at the teenager.
Stuff like that
drawing the little acorn.
Ew. There's definitely stuff like that you could do. Yeah, what is it like? Nurture
what she's naturally interested in. Because you can't like encourage them to do things that they don't want to do. Ultimately, they have to want to do them.
Do people think that it's not a hobby unless it's active?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Or if it's not a hobby, if it's not in a social setting.
Yeah.
Because her hobby is clearly drawing and reading.
Surely there's like book clubs. I just said book. I've never said book in my life.
What do you say?
Book.
What do I say? Book. I think I say book.
I think maybe you just said it and it just came out like book. You.
books.
So surely there's like book clubs and stuff. Like I used to go to the library. I with my little library card.
Books.
Huh?
I stayed away from books.
I just loved it.
Now I love books.
God, I used to have this tiny little bookmark thing that used to flip up, and it was a little reading light, and I used to lie in bed with my little books and stay up really late when I loved them.
I was jealous of my friends that would read books.
I just loved it.
Just because everything just moved about. And I'd be like, what is this? What is going on? It was just too hard. Whereas now I'm like, yeah, I know that I might not be able to read that at that time, but it's okay. Put the book down, come back in 10 minutes. Things might have settled down.
Yeah. Audiobooks.
Oh, I love an audiobook and a podcast. Just anything, just somebody talking to us. Yeah, so I think, don't worry about her.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Encourage an art class.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, don't worry. Did you see somebody? I haven't even read ahead. Did you see we got that tuna brine? A message. Sorry, it opened my phone and it was staring at us. We had a dilemma. So, question. How would you react every time that I say that or somebody says that song plays? So thank you. How would you react if you picked your child up from nursery and walked away from the door, literally 5 steps, only to then notice that they have dried poo all down their legs and a massive pooey nappy? Bearing in mind, they're toilet trained also, so don't know doesn't wear nappies anymore.
What?
So she took her kid to nursery.
Mm-hmm.
She's picked up her kid from nursery.
Mm-hmm.
She's got shite all down her legs, dried, and a nappy on that's full of poo. I would turn around and say, please explain this situation.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Like why?
Confront them straight away.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Because why haven't they told them anything about it? And why is your non-nappy wearing child in a nappy?
Yeah.
So I pick up Oaks from nursery and he's wearing a nappy that's full of poo.
Yeah.
And
he doesn't have nappies?
Yeah.
Not okay.
No.
I think some people feel uncomfortable in uncomfortable situations and confronting situations.
Yeah.
When it comes to your kids' well-being, Mother Bear needs to protect.
Yeah.
I need answers and I need them quick, and you need to tell me right now what's going on.
Yeah.
Because she then sent me a private message with a little bit more detail. Basically, the poo on the legs was something to do with some kid had shat on a seesaw.
What?
And the kid had sat on the seesaw after the shat
right,
was
well
on
then
there.
get them out of those clothes.
Get them out of that nursery. That nursery is obviously not hygienic because if there's shat on somewhere, it should be cleaned up straight away. Like, yes, of course, you need to take the kid away and go and clean them up. But there's more than just one person.
Yeah.
Clean the shat. But still, like, I would 100% move nurseries.
Yeah, I think I would as well. It would make me not want them to go back.
Yeah.
Like as if they were covered in someone else's poo. That's disgusting.
Else's cack.
That is disgusting.
God bless them.
Yeah. That poor child.
I know.
Just being left to knock
Fester.
about all day covered in someone else's poo.
And that's the thing. When did it happen?
Oh, nah. I'd be complaining definitely 100%. Get someone sacked.
I would. I'd be like, I need answers.
Yeah.
Now.
Because surely, I don't know, what could their reasons be? Well, I haven't got to change your clothes. Surely you've got to change your clothes. Surely you could ring the parent and say, this has happened. We haven't got any spare clothes. Can you bring some? Can you come and get them? Duh.
Every nursery has changed. Like sometimes I've forgotten Eva's bag.
Yeah. And there's
it's
always something spare.
And there's always something spare.
Yeah. Or if there's not, there should be.
Yep. So, confront anything that has something to do with your kids. And ultimately, I would be removing them from that nursery.
I know.
That's
that would make me feel
disgusting.
really uncomfortable. Like I'd be chewed to death.
Well, that's one of the reasons I've kept Eva where she is. Because it was Freddie's nursery and he went from 3 months old. Like, I feel so confident. They feel like an extension of our family.
Yeah.
There's not a big turnaround of staff. Like, I know every single one of them staff members.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know me, and you know I'm going to say something if something's not right or if I don't feel comfortable about something. But that's very, very rare that that's ever happened.
Oh, this makes us so nervous for Oaks to start a new nursery.
Oh, sorry.
Because I just really loved his old man. Oh, God.
Right. We'll do Fact of the Week. Research from Yale University found that people who read regularly live on average 2 years longer than those who don't. That's a good thing for the mum who doesn't.
Yeah, your child's going to live longer.
Yeah. A team of experts from Yale University School of Public Health found a link between reading more books and increased longevity, indicating that bookworms may have a significant survival advantage compared with people who don't read books.
Isn't that lovely?
I think it's just because it's firing off stuff in your brain.
Yeah, I think because you're keeping your brain active and not just letting it be bored.
My mind is boggled that my dad has never read a book in his life.
Never, ever.
Never, ever. I'm like, how are you so successful? This makes my brain boggled. I'm reading a book at the minute called The Wrong Sister.
Right.
I think you would enjoy it. So when I'm done, I'm going to give you it.
Is it a physical book?
Yeah.
I'll never read it.
Oh, no.
I'm
not a physical book.
Well, I do like a physical book, but I won't read it.
Why?
I just read my Kindle. Because I read in bed
And you need
most of the time now.
You need to get that little
I don't
light.
have that little light anymore. Yeah, but like, a book's quite hard. Like, you know, when you're at the first half of the book, it's hard to read. Like, I don't want to lie there like that with two hands. Do you know what I mean? I want to lie there with one hand, but when you need to turn the page, you need the other hand. Mm-hmm. Where when you've got the Kindle, tap, tap, tap. See what I mean?
I see.
It's
convenient.
It's very convenient.
I like the ceremony over a new book. Like going to the shop.
Honestly, I love the book cover. I love buying the books. I love the smell of the pages.
The smell, yeah.
I do love it, but I just know that I would never read it because I just like my Kindle.
I think because I didn't read as a child or in me early adulthood life, I'm like, we've just got books everywhere. I need to get rid of some though, because they're just in random cupboards.
Yeah, but when you've read them, you've read them.
I know, I should just give them away.
Give them away. See, and then all that money just to give them away.
I know.
And I mean, I know mine, I'm never going to read them again, but they're just there on my Kindle, living on a shelf there.
Oh, I'll just like the physicalness.
Mm.
I feel like my higher self with a physical book.
I definitely would feel like fancier with an actual book.
Yeah, like sitting in a coffee shop.
You know, there would be like some books where I could only have the physical book. Mm-hmm. Like if a new Harry Potter came out, I couldn't read that on my Kindle. I'd have to have that in my hands.
I've never read a Harry Potter book.
Oh my God, you need to. But Freddie's at an age now where you could start reading Harry Potter to Freddie.
No, he's reading it himself.
Is he?
So I'm lying because Freddie's reading it to me.
Yeah.
But as a child, there's no way as a child I would have been able to say any of their names or anything.
I used to say Hermione. So until the film came out, it was Harry, Ron and Hermione. And then when the film came out, I was like,
that's
Hermione? Like when I was little, I used to read my brother's like Dennis the Menace things, and it used to always be Dennis and Ganasha.
What is his name?
Nasha. No. Dennis and Nasha.
Oh,
the dog's
but with
called
the
Nasha. Mm-hmm. No, Ganasha.
Ganache on cakes.
Ganache.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So we've waffled,
but I've actually enjoyed a morning.
You know what? It has been lovely. I do wish I'd had some toast before I came, though, or something just to power up the brain a little bit more.
Oh no, I think you were powered
Got
up.
the hiccups now.
Is that your Zara top?
It is.
I was going to wear the same one today.
Glad you didn't.
I'm glad I didn't.
Would have been sat here looking extremely silly.
So do you think?
Do my thing. So, guys, thanks for listening.
I have read some of the reviews.
Have you?
so lovely.
Oh,
I sent you one.
yeah, you
Screen
did.
recorded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was
don't, why
really
did you send
lovely.
it? I think I only read the first bit, and then it was a really slow moving video, and I
Oh,
was
sorry,
like,
that's how
what?
slow I read.
How many reviews have we got now?
Dunno.
Loads still. Well, obviously loads still. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So anyway, yeah, please give us a rating, leave us a review,
Yes.
5-star one, obvs. And yeah, just share us
Mm-hmm.
with your mates. When you're listening to us, just pop us on your story so that other people know that we exist.
Yeah.
And yeah, just get involved. Drop us a message.
Yep.
Share your shit.
Actually, we've got an email now for your share your
Have
shits.
we?
Because everything's getting too busy on the Instagram.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with when you're keeping up with a few different like social media things. It is hard to keep up with everything.
And things get lost.
This is a great idea.
Isn't it? So, please email over anything.
You can stay a little bit more anonymous by email as well, because obviously we can't see who you are.
Yeah, because you can
or
send
anything. So
from
if you've
your,
got
like,
any like really juicy, gossipy stories or dilemmas or anything, then yeah, God, fire them at us.
Yeah, so anything over to podcast@mamasocialco.com.
And Mama has 2 M's.
M-A-M-M-A. Social Co.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the show notes at the bottom of the podcast.
Stunning.
But yeah, I'm excited for that to have a flurry of people messaging. So yes, thanks guys. Thoroughly enjoyed this morning. Have a good week and look forward to the structure of returning to school.
I've got another 2 weeks, but I'm very happy for the rest of yous where it's over.
She's
Okay?
really
Not jealous in the slightest, not bitter, nothing. Enjoy your freedom.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. This episode of Mama Social, the podcast, was filmed and produced by Flamingo Heights Podcast Studio.
Lauren, I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
I don't like
Why
you
you saying
soon,
Lauren?
soon.
Just say see you soon.
Steve.
Because we're talking to our listeners.
Ah.
See you soon.